Hello Blazers, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian. Hi guys, and today welcome to a brand new video. In today's video guys, welcome to the beautiful city of Tbilisi, Georgia. Yes guys, that is correct. I'm currently in Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, for an extended vacation. Let's just call it that for now, I guess. But yeah, I've been here for a bit. This is like my 4th proper day here. And yeah, last days have been super hectic and also the weather was ass. But finally I'm getting to record this video. Basically, yes, the title of this video is not clickbait. I have actually left Russia. I don't know for how long, I don't know how well this is gonna go, but I did. Oh, I thought that was the Russian flag for a second there. Almost got me spooked. Because that's not the flag you see a lot on the streets of Georgia, and I understand it. I guess one thing that you guys are gonna ask me immediately is why I left Russia and why I specifically came to Georgia, I guess. And honestly, there's a ton of reasons. Well, first of all, I would say that my main reason for, making the decision to leave Russia is the fact that, well, I'm pretty sure, at this point I'm like 99.9% sure that YouTube in Russia is probably gonna be banned within like the next couple of weeks. And obviously I'm a YouTuber, so that is a big concern for me. Another factor is that I guess, I'm really uncertain about the future of Russia at this point, to be honest, because these sanctions and everything, no matter what some people might tell you, they are very, very destructive for the Russian economy, okay? In some regions of Russia, there's already shortages of certain food products, for example, sugar and grains. And I feel like with the way Russia got cut off from everything, honestly, 6 months from now is gonna actually probably get way worse. And also the third reason is that I guess I just don't feel like I belong anymore in a sense, When in the center of St. Petersburg, where I lived for the last 6 months, you're walking on the street and you see these banners with the Z on it and everything. I don't know, man. I really don't know about this one. And also, yeah, already the crackdown on free speech has gotten way, way harsher just, in this last couple of weeks, and it's probably only going to get worse. So I'm not trying to, come off in this video as if I'm being pursued by the governments or whatever, and I'm like a fugitive. Not at all. But honestly, I feel like the space for a person like me to exist in modern day Russia is getting smaller and smaller, if that makes any sense. And honestly, in a way, it also feels like the country that I loved and that I grew up in kinda almost doesn't exist anymore. It's not the same country anymore, you know what I mean? Another question, I guess, that a lot of you might have is why Georgia? Well, it's actually very simple, because I actually got a ton of comments from, Westerners and stuff like that saying, oh, Roman, why don't you just go to the EU? I got people saying, oh, bro, I live in Germany, you can crash at my place or whatever. People from all over the world are hitting me up and saying this, and I really appreciate it, but I feel like a lot of the people who are from, the European Union don't really get the fact that citizens of some countries don't have, free, visa-free access to enter the European Union. I don't. The Russians don't have visa-free travel with the EU or anything, and now, obviously, with everything that's going on right now, it's not a possibility at this point, right? So yeah, I cannot just come to the EU and just move and just stop living there. I need a reason to be there so that, I get my visa and stuff. It's either studying or work or something like that. So yeah, if somebody has a company in the EU, you want to give me a job for sure, let's do it. But seriously though, yeah, it's not that easy. But yeah, the reason why I came to Georgia, and because actually a lot of Russians are coming to Georgia right now, is because it is actually a country that has the best visa-free stay rules for Russians, which is kind of strange as well, considering the fact that, Russia and Georgia countries that had beef before, right? But the thing is that actually any Russian citizen can stay in Georgia for 1 entire year, 360 days basically, visa-free. And Georgia and Tbilisi in general, has been a place of sort of, I guess, refuge for a lot of the people who are, not feeling super safe in the current political landscape of Russia and stuff. And now since the events in Ukraine started, obviously, the amount of Russians who are trying to flee has gotten crazy. And according to the statistics here of the government in Georgia, apparently over at least 30,000 Russians came here in the last 3 weeks or whatever, which is insane. I guess a lot of the people are gonna have a question, of whether I'm trying to, stay here or move here permanently. Thing is, I'm not exactly sure, because it actually depends on a couple of factors. First of all, is finding an apartment, because Tbilisi isn't a super huge city, it has over 1.1 million residents, and obviously the amount of people who came and the amount of apartments, you understand, it doesn't really correlate. So what this led to is that apartment, prices for rent here have shot up like crazy. So apparently before, Georgia is actually very affordable for rent, so you could rent a huge, maybe 3-4 room apartment for $500 or something. Now that price has gone up to 1,000 basically. So yeah, that obviously creates an issue for me trying to find a place right now, because I still haven't. I understand that it also creates a lot of issues for the locals there, because I mean, kind of like Russia, I guess, the salaries here are not super high or anything like that. And obviously now with this influx of Russians here and the rents going up so much, I mean, I understand that a lot of the locals here are not even able to rent an apartment themselves, It's kind of like gentrification times 100. Actually, when I came here and I posted about it, a lot of people from Georgia that are my fans were like, yeah, dude, this is amazing. saying, you know, welcome, we're so glad for you to be here, whatever. But I did get a couple of messages of people saying, you know, go back to Russia, essentially, which I do understand. And honestly, if I was like a local right now who was maybe planning to rent an apartment, and now that all these Russians came and the prices going up like crazy, I'll be like, yeah, fuck these Russians as well, you know what I mean? Yeah, I really like this neighborhood as well. It's like super European, but also kind of also Soviet at the same time. It's really cool. One thing that I think is really interesting, if you look at like the metro here, yeah, this is actually really tight that Tbilisi has a metro, because it's like the same size as my hometown Chelyabinsk, which doesn't, right? But here they do have a metro, and if you look at that logo, it's pretty much like exactly like the Moscow, like the old Moscow metro logo, which is just, you know, it's really cool. But yeah, another, I guess, issue that I would point out about, you know, that I have to figure out is actually opening a bank account, because the thing is that before this whole situation, before so many Russians started coming to Georgia, it was actually super easy for a foreigner of any nationality, and Russians included, to open a bank account here. Now that is not the case anymore, because so many Russians, you guys understand that like a lot of Russians that are coming here, like they're down bad. Like they either lost their job or lost the ability to be paid because of the sanctions and stuff like that. That's kind of basically me. And also the worst part as well is that since Visa and MasterCard left Russia, essentially now none of the Russian credit cards work abroad. So I'm here right now in Tbilisi. I cannot pay with any of my Russian credit cards. They just don't work. They decline every time. And I'm literally only left to a bunch of cash and crypto. So yeah, I pay in cash the old-fashioned way. And as far as crypto goes, yeah, I don't want to beg too much again, because currently I still have a bit of money to do whatever I need to do here. But yeah, I'll have my crypto wallet links down in the description if you want to donate. But for now it's fine, but if I'm going to be down bad, I'm going to tell you guys, for sure. So yeah, this situation obviously creates a high demand for Russians coming in and trying to open bank accounts. And the thing is that banks here actually got pretty stingy as far as opening a bank account goes. So a lot of people get their requests to open an account denied. Banks ask for like a ton of documents proving, you know, your source of income and everything, which is fine, I get that. But yeah, like the whole process is like super random. Like the people that work the same job that like come together to open a bank, one of them gets a bank account, the other gets denied. Like it's absolutely, nobody knows what the hell is going on, essentially, right? So yeah, that is definitely also one factor that I think is important in deciding whether I will stay here or not. But the plan is to, yeah, I mean, again, the main locations that every Russian sort of that is, you know, in a position like me is choosing to go to, it's mainly Georgia, also Armenia, Yerevan, and yeah, people also go into Serbia, Azerbaijan, countries like that, countries that basically have visa-free entry with Russia and an ability for you to stay there for a little bit. But as far as like staying, Georgia is the best, because you can literally stay here for 360 days in a year without a visa, and this is why a lot of people come here. And also clearly, from what you guys see in this video, it's a pretty fucking cool place, right? So yeah guys, if I'm going to be quite honest here, I really don't know what the future holds for me and if my relocation here is going to work. And I guess that's one thing I want to stress as well, is that I wouldn't call this an immigration, or I wouldn't call this like leaving Russia for good, because still, you know, last 6 months of my life I lived in St. Petersburg and I really loved it. It's such a great city, but yeah, it's just kind of not the same anymore, right? And yeah, I'm here for the time being because I can't really get paid too well in Russia. It's also like the entire situation, the tensions right now is just insane. So yeah, maybe I will return eventually, and I plan to return eventually, because still, even though the situation is messed up, obviously I have family and friends and, you know, so many great people back there, and you know, losing that is painful. So yeah, you know, I would say that the main thing I want to do here while I'm here in Georgia is I just want to respect the people here. I just want to respect the culture as much as I can, because clearly, you know, I'm a foreign person, and obviously I just feel super grateful for the fact that, you know, Georgia even lets us in. And despite a lot of bad blood between these two countries, still a lot of people of Georgia show hospitality and are just being nice. And all the people who are my fans, who are locals here, also have been hitting me up, offering to help and everything. It's been amazing. Honestly, I want to fucking cry right now. So yeah, I'm kind of like in a weird state. Like YouTube is not like my main priority right now, because I'm just trying to figure out, you know, how to sort of figure things out here and everything. But yeah, once I get my shit sorted, I mean, I would say that, you know, this country gives me a lot of opportunity to produce content. I mean, this place is very unique. There's for sure going to be a lot of, you know, Soviet stuff for me to film here, so that's not going to be an issue. So all of you Soviet heads, rest assured that the content, even though I'm not in Russia at the moment, the content is still going to be, there's going to be enough Soviet shit for you to look at, basically. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I guess the last thing I want to say in this video is that I just want to again thank everybody for your support. The amount of messages I'm getting these days, and just the amount of people, you know, checking if I'm okay and everything, has been crazy. And I hope you guys are gonna be here along for the ride, along for the journey. I really don't know what the fuck is going on in my life at this point, to be honest, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's gonna be all good. Hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy the vlogs, you know, the times of a dumbass Russian in Georgia who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing with his life. And yeah, just want to say again, thanks for watching this video. Again, if you want to support me additionally, go down to the description, you know, my crypto wallets, whatever, donate, support me, because right now I don't know what the fuck is going on with my finances. You know, I'm essentially like a second-class citizen all over the world now. My cards don't even work. It's a fucking nightmare. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys are gonna be along for the rides. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.